Coming up, the Easter holiday can be dangerous for our pets, so I'll be speaking with a veterinarian about what you need to do to keep your dogs and cats safe. Stay with us. Veterinarians are warning this can be a dangerous time for pets. We celebrate Easter on Sunday, plus Passover is underway, so there may be lots of treats and decorations around for our animals to get into. Dr. David Gonski, he's the founder and director of West Loop Veterinary Care. He joins us now to talk about those dangers for pets. Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure, Tia. How are you?
I'm doing well. I see you have a lot of things right in front of you, things that animals can get into. What are the biggest dangers for cats and dogs?
Okay, well, we'll start with what I think is the biggest danger for cats. This is a lily. Lilies are extremely toxic to cats and should never be in a home with a cat. All parts, the flower, the stem, the leaves, if you get cut ones and bring them into the house, the water, keep lilies out of your home if you have cats.
Now let's talk about the danger for dogs, because I know sometimes, at least I've heard, because I'm a dog owner, keep the chocolate away from the dog. Is that true? Will a lot hurt them? A little? How does that work?
I like the way you said that. So chocolate is toxic to dogs, and the more chocolate and the darker the chocolate, the worse off it is. So we've got milk chocolates over here. Those are bad, not terrible, but if your dog ever gets into them, you call your veterinarian. The baked chocolates with the dark chocolate and the cocoa powder are much worse. So if your dog ever gets into them, call your veterinarian or the emergency room, let them know how much they got into and how big your dog is and when they got into it, and they can give you advice.
A lot of people are going to be home probably this Easter weekend, unwrapping those big Easter baskets. There's grass in those baskets. There's the plastic eggs. There's the foil wrapping for the candy. Tell us why that all can be a problem for pets.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for such a great lead-in. So here we've got some like confetti ribbons. Cats get into these and they can get stuck under their tongue and in their intestines and be a real problem that requires surgery, makes them very sick. We want to be careful there. This Easter grass, it's hard for me to do this in reverse, gets eaten and can cause obstruction. Dogs, they'll eat these eggs straight up with something inside of them. They're curious and down they go. And they've got to come out pretty much surgically. So you want to be very careful of all those things. The aluminum foil wrappers on these candies can get enough to cause a blockage too, and then the chocolate's a problem also. In this corner right here, I don't know if you can see it, we've got some sugarless gum. It's a good reminder for me to advise everyone, sugar-free gums and candies contain xylitol, and xylitol is also toxic to dogs. So we want to be careful with that. It's just best, let the kids play with everything and keep it all away from the pets.
Sounds good to me. Another one I know that happens, at least in my household, is on that Sunday when Easter's going down. You got the big meal, the dog is begging, you feel a little bad, you want to give him some of your meal. Is that a good idea?
Thank you. That's not a great idea, especially because you've got fatty things like lamb or beef or things that can really make pets sick. So that little piece, while it seems like it's so innocent, the fat in there can cause an upset to an organ called the pancreas and cause a really serious disease that winds them up in the hospital. And in a better case scenario, you could just wind up with some diarrhea or vomit on your floor. And nobody wants that on Easter.
Isn't that the truth? All right, Dr. Gonski, you have a great Easter. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 32.
Thanks, Tia.